we are here at Mrs. Haynes' Moravian Cookies, and I'm not sure if they're going to allow me to record, but if they don't, we'll try to get some pictures. And but other than that, hopefully they'll let me to record, and you'll have a good tour.
Larissa. Barton. We're over at Colorado.
It's a nice little gift shop here. Discounted. $1 or $2.
They take 20 pans on a rack and 2 racks in the oven and can bake 14 pounds of cookies in 10 minutes.
14 pounds of cookies in 10 minutes. And I can eat 3 pounds in 5 minutes.
The folks you see in here, and I used to say the ladies, but now we have 2 gentlemen in the bakery, so now I have to say the folks in the bakery. The ones who roll the cookies came in at 6:30 this morning. They'll work till 3 o'clock, and they pull an 8-hour shift at their table 5 days a week.
Wow.
40 hours a week, year round. This is the only part of the bakery we do not have seasonal employees. If you work in here, you are full-time with full benefits. So when they come in, they get their pan of dough, they weigh it because they have to keep track of how much dough that they roll in a day.
Mm-hmm.
And Patricia knows how much is in that pan. When she finishes that pan, she'll go get another one, she'll weigh it. If she doesn't finish her second pan out, she'll weigh it, she'll subtract that off, and then she'll know what her total was for the day.
Ah.
Now she just cut a little tiny one and put it on there. What's that
She
for?
did. That is edible quality control. So hers, I'll have her show it to you. She has a little bitty pig.
Oh.
And Patricia's pig. And she's the only one with that.
Okay.
Tammy,
Really?
who stands right here, she's got a little cow
I
in the
see it.
corner of hers.
Uh-huh.
Everybody has a different shape.
Okay.
That is considered their signature piece.
Okay. Well, isn't that something?
So
You know that pan was cut out by that person.
that is
I
correct.
gotcha.
So when she cuts that pan and fills it out, she'll take her pan and put it in the rack. And when the rack is finished, the last person filling out the rack will push it over by the ovens, and then the bakers will take over. And so the bakers will bake, put the cookies in, bake them, take them out, and as they, back here at these tables, as they take the cookies off the pan, if there's something wrong with the cookies, or they're exceptionally beautiful, or they're done by somebody who's still only been here just a little time, that's a good, clear, easy way to keep track of who cut it.
You got your signature cookie.
Yes. And
That is so cool.
And at the end of the day, we bag those and we sell them as our minis.
It's like a dinosaur track.
Well, actually, no, that is a princess crown.
Oh, it's a Mine would be a dinosaur.
It's
What
not
mine
a
would be.
chicken foot, and it's not a dinosaur track. That is a princess crown.
Okay.
So here's one of Tammy's
The
little
cow.
We've got
my
a
God.
ruffled edge heart, so we don't waste anything. We just sell those.
That is really
That is
cool.
So
That is so cool.
they, the bakers come in about 7:15, and their shift goes till everything's baked and packaged.
Wow.
So they are We've got about a third of them out at lunch right now. We have 3 different lunch periods. So we will have 2 bakers take lunch and about 6 or 8 rollers take lunch. There always has to be that percentage ratio so that the bakers don't get overwhelmed at lunchtime.
Yeah. That is so neat.
So any questions right here?
No. Boy, I learned something there. That is so neat. A signature cookie. That is so cool.
So Patricia gathered up her scrap, and she is adding at least an equal amount of fresh dough. And she's adding all this flour and kneading it in. Her board is covered with a canvas cloth. That helps hold the flour, keeps it from sticking to the board, and when she works enough flour into it, it'll not stick to her rolling pin.
Wow.
So Patricia has worked here for 31 years. She has made millions of cookies.
31 years. Has anything really changed since the beginning as far as how the process on how y'all do this? I mean, as far as technology and stuff like that? Is it pretty much the same?
We got big ovens.
Mm-hmm.
When Mrs. Haynes started helping her mom make these cookies, it was in a wood stove.
Okay.
So that has changed. We don't have a lot of machines around here. We have a big giant mixer, which I'll show you. We have our ovens, but other than and the computers in the office, that's probably been where there's been the most changes with an automated order management system.
I got you.
But
wow.
Mrs. Haynes' mom had a wood board that was covered with a cloth, and that's how she rolled cookies.
That's how she does it, just like it is.
Yep. And
wow.
They're making ginger. It's our most popular flavor. It's the traditional Moravian flavor. There's a lot of molasses, a lot of spices, no eggs. Last year we sold about 50,000 pounds of ginger cookies.
Wow.
And because that has no eggs in it and it's very tough, it takes about twice as long to knead and roll this out as it does any of the other flavors.
I got you.
So we are typically making ginger cookies from January through July to get all the cookies we're going to need for Christmas.
Wow.
In our world, Christmas is always coming.
I got you.
Whether it's December 23rd or December 27th. Christmas is coming, and you got to get ready.
Wow.
So they're going to open the oven door back here. It looks like a big vault. It's got a big, thick door, and she's rotating the turntable in the bottom around so that the rack will be centered up on the door. There's a little track in the floor. So she'll open the oven. She's going to pull that rack out and move it out of the way, and then she'll close the door and rotate it around again so that the cookies will come around and she can get those out, and then the bakers can take over.
Wow.
So
yeah, that's a big old oven there.
So
how many pans of cookies does one person usually do in a day?
Oh, it varies. Patricia probably is going to roll maybe 30 pounds of dough, and there's 54 cookies to a pan, and there's about 100 cookies to a pound. So I don't know, a lot.
My goodness, she looks so young. How old did she start?
She probably started when she was 19. So.
Really? I mean, I was thinking she was probably in her latter 30s, maybe. She'd probably kiss me now. That she.
That's what. Watch this. I'm gonna tell you.
Yeah.
Hey, Patricia.
She got her headphones in.
He thinks there's no way you worked here 30 years. He thought you're over here. Huh? I know, but it's because you're only in your early 30s.
He's already a toddler.
Yeah. I swear to God, I thought you were in your latter 30s.
Think back, y'all to see my mom when she's 91, everybody thinks she's in her 60s.
Yeah,
Wow.
I was shocked when she told me you've been here, what, 31 years?
Almost 32.
32, that is absolutely amazing. That is, well, good, you're doing a great job. Keep up, innit? Keep it up.
That's funny.
Everybody's going to be buying your cookies now even more. Now,
Don't make you young.
The fountain of youth.
oh my goodness. That is good. And they're just the same consistency. And they're doing it all by hand.
That's
That's what's amazing. There's no machinery.
That's amazing.
Mine would be all,
No, it wouldn't.
yeah.
You do that 8 hours a day, you'll get the hang of it.
Well, I can imagine. I bet she's probably got the strongest
They all do.
shoulders and arms.
That's usually one of the toughest things when you're first hired is waiting out your body getting acclimated because you hurt.
I can see that.
Yeah, because it's my brother does tire retread,
Oh God.
and he had carpal tunnel is what he had, and his the way they mix up the tire, the rubber and stuff, and but yeah, he had to have surgery, and he lost, I don't know, 15-20% of the strength in his hand. But it's after, God, he's been doing it almost 30 years now. But
That's hard work.
yeah, it was really, they got him doing a little, they took him off that job and they have him on something that's not as strenuous, but they tried to buy him off. If you'll leave, we'll give you this much money. And, but yeah, I could see them. Oh, I bet they're phenomenal. I bet they could do 100 push-ups like nothing.
They don't think in terms of strength. When I first came here, I said, y'all are so strong. And they're like, what are you talking about? And I was like,
Yeah.
they don't think in those terms.
They don't think of that.
It's like doing a push-up all day long.
Do you want to go see the mixer?
Yeah. I tell you though, that's amazing.
So we'll scoot through here.
So does each day they make a different flavor?
No, right now it's all just ginger. Now, in here, he's pest controlling in here, so
Okay.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So this is our big mixer. This will hold, well, typically a batch of ginger dough is 700 pounds.
Wow.
This was bought used, sight unseen, in the early 80s from somewhere in Texas. Our molasses salesman knew we were looking for a new mixer, and he was down that way, and he called Mr. Haynes, and he said, I found somebody selling a mixer. You want to come down and look at it?
Wow.
No, not really. What does it look like? 'Cause I trust your opinion. Several phone conversations. So he agreed to buy it. This is slated for update this year or next year. This lovely little guy was our first mixer in 1970 when they put the cookies in their own building. Before that, they had been made at home. And when they were made at home, they mixed in the largest vessel they had, which was at one point a nice big plastic baby bathtub.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Which was 25 pounds
Yeah.
at a time. So when they got this used, it could mix 100 pounds of dough at a time, and life was really good. So 1970 they got this. In the early 80s they got this, and of course when you make as many cookies as we do, you don't go to Harris Teeter and buy your groceries. So we've got 50-pound blocks of margarine and shortening.
Good night.
We've got cases of spices.
See the nutmeg and the ginger.
And of course, 50-pound bags of flour and sugar and that sort of stuff. So
Yeah.
it gets a little,
That is a hoss right there.
and it's all cast iron.
Wow.
Really? Man.
It was not a cookie dough mixer. It might have been a bread mixer. I don't know. Mr. Haynes was just looking for a big mixer. So
Buddy.
he found one and he bought it. I think the next one will be specifically a cookie dough mixer.
Uh-huh.
So this, they still use?
Oh, yes.
Wow. Do
That's
they use this one anymore too, or not?
not really. It
Wow.
depends on who in the family's mixing the dough. Jed, who is the grandson, generation number 3, prefers the big mixer. When his uncle Mike did mixing a couple of years ago, it would depend on what he was making and how much he needed. Mike was fine with this one, but you know, your measurements are a little bit different and that sort of thing, but this one doesn't take nearly, the little one doesn't take nearly as long to clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wash the paddle, you wash the bowl. This one is about a 45-minute cleanup.
Well, I can imagine.
And it's pretty time consuming, so this is the mixing room.
Wow.
And we'll walk down the hall just a smidge and I'll sneak you another cookie.
Okay. Wow, look at the decorations and stars.
Before COVID, we had samples in the lobby and you could just walk in and get samples.
Mm-hmm.
But with COVID,
Thank you.
this is butterscotch.
Okay, this is one Maddie wanted us to get.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, good.
So,
I will get me some of those.
so we'll come down here. This is part of our pantry, obviously. This is what the mixer looks like inside.
Wow.
So these arms are stationary,
Mm-hmm.
so those will turn, and when it's time to clean it, you clean around that. You do not take them out to clean it.
Okay. Ma'am. Tell them, come on in and lick the spoon on that thing. Wow.
And then in this room is where they pack our cookies in our tins. So about half of the 12 million cookies we make every year are shipped out of here. They're not purchased by folks like you coming
Okay.
in. So what they will do in the bakery when they're baking, they will pack cookies loose in one of these big lard tins.
Wow.
And when it's time to pack the tins, one of our ladies will come and sit at these tables.
So is
And
this
I'm
a
gonna-
seasonal job?
Okay.
This is mostly a seasonal job. We have a little fleet of ladies. Miss Ruth, the picture there, is one of them. This past year, she was 92.
Wow. Good
She
deal.
has packed cookies for us for 28 years.
Wow.
But this time of year, we have somebody just coming in part-time as we need them. So this can, with the blue tape around the top, has loose cookies in it. So on this side, those are, I can't see.
Ginger?
Now, I know it's ginger. They may be rounds.
Okay. Yeah, it is. The
These are
same round.
round shape, and over there, she'll have heart shape and scallop shape.
Okay.
So she'll sit in that chair, she'll open the napkin wide, she'll get her cans ready, lids off, and she'll reach down and get a stack of cookies. And she'll wrap them. She does not count the cookies. She knows how high that stack needs to be.
Oh.
Oh, so they
So
automatically know.
this is what it's going to look like. She opens this napkin, puts her stack of cookies in, she'll fold it over, tuck it in. In a can of ginger, these are ginger, you'll have a scallop shape in the middle and rounds and hearts around the outside. If it's any of the other flavors, it's a scallop in the middle and hearts around the outside.
Isn't that neat?
There is foam in the bottom. There is corrugated paper around the edge. There's another piece of foam that goes on the top. They will put the lid on and they will seal it with red tape to keep it airtight.
Oh, okay.
The ladies who work in here pack about 45,000 tins a year.
Wow.
And we ship those all out of here.
Wow.
So, right, these cans back here are full of bags of cookies that have Christmas trees in them for Christmas. So, if it's a row that has a little tree on the sign, those have Christmas trees. The rows down here do not. So these are the ones we'll be selling out of till we hit about October, and then we will start selling.
And the G?
Says for ginger.
Ginger. Okay. Wow. Man.
And you can see down here, those are all loose cookies that the ladies will use to pack here. And this is what this room is going to look like by the time we get to about middle October. It's just going to be
Stacks and stacks.
it's a fortress in there.
Okay.
Wow.
A cookie fortress.
Man.
Wow. So,
Incredible.
kind of this.
Oh, chocolate. Which
Chocolate.
one's your favorite?
This one.
Chocolate. Oh, I had to
Now,
get some
when I
chocolate.
first came here, I thought they need to fix this cookie.
That's good.
It didn't taste sweet enough to me. It's very cocoa-y, but I think it tastes like hot chocolate in a cookie.
That is good. Oh, yeah. Wow.
I'll go through.
And the last place we're gonna peek our head is in the shipping room. So, back here is where all the boxes are packed, and let's see. Okay, here are much so. Typically, this room this time of year is completely open in the middle, but because of COVID, we don't have a lot of school children coming for tours. When we have, 60 to 90 third graders coming, this area is cleared out and we bring them in off the loading dock and have them sit down, welcome them as a group, address them, divide them up into groups and send them on their tour. Because of COVID, the children have not come back yet, so our little Christmas setup is still in here where they can pack tins, and apparently people are happy about sending cookies for Easter. So there are some days we have no packages going out, and this right here is already what's going out today. I think Monday there were about 150 or 200 packages, which for us is a big deal because we earn the bulk of our income in about 2 months out of the year. So
Really?
anything outside of November and December, Valentine's is usually an uptick, Easter a little bit, Mother's Day a little bit more, and then it's usually pretty quiet till we get to October. So
God, I can imagine, 2 months of the year when you're both.
you're like Christmas tree farmers.
So
Yeah.
that, the fruitcake place.
Yeah, Summer Supreme.
Yes, I
Yes.
we've been there before. Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's
That's on my list
It
of
makes-
places to go.
Yeah,
and they
you
have-
can do a tour and they just give you samples along
yes,
the tour.
they have the
yeah.
open house. It's in. I want to say it's the beginning of November.
Oh yeah, see, I couldn't go.
Yeah, so the beginning of
I'm
November.
here.
But they have
Yeah.
like all it's like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. It's
Oh,
like three.
like
no,
I'm
no.
here.
Okay.
Yeah, they do. They have they let you go through a portion, and I don't think they'll let you
They don't let you record or take pictures.
take pictures in there. Yeah.
But hey, look, here's some more cookies.
This is really neat, though.
The only cookie you're not going to get, I can go grab you one, is the black walnut. And
Okay.
that's lemon. This is lemon.
Well, okay, from all.
And it's really light. It doesn't have a big flavor. This is the famous sugar cookie.
That's good.
For a plain cookie, that's got a lot of flavor too.
He said y'all need a milk station, so like having a water.
Instead of your water jug,
You need a milk.
with the little cups, you got a milk one with milk in it.
We have a guy from church. He tells us that all the time when you milk. The inspection requirement is not changed. If we have a beverage then we're regulated by a different entity.
Oh, you really? I didn't realize that.
We are currently regulated by the FDA
Mhm.
and the Department of Agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
If we had beverages, it would be the county health department.
Really? Wow.
And we're not interested.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Don't blame you one bit. Keep it simple. You guys got a great thing going on here.